Indian Health Summit 2022. So why is this in news? This is the first time it's ever been held in India. Where was it held? It was, now the first question they're going to ask is, which ministry held it? Union Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairy inaugurated the Indian Health Summit. Where was it held? In Delhi, 2022. Any doubts with this? Where was it held is my first question. Happy Independence Day, everybody.
Happy same to you, so Delhi.
Where was it held? Who held it is the next question. जो पहला एनिमल हेल्थ समिट हुआ है, अभी रिसेंटली कौन सा डिजीज है जो काफी चल रहा है? लम्प्स, जो कैटल के ऊपर हो रहे हैं. इज इट क्लियर? सो व्हाट इट डज, एंड एक कौन से डिजीज होते हैं? ज़ूनोटिक. सो बेसिकली क्या प्रॉब्लम है? Animal health is critical component of One Health. What do I mean by One Health? Because it is affecting, not all of it transforms it or gets affected to the humans, but some of it does. Can you give me an example of any such disease which has come from animals, which has come to humans right now?
That rat one, plague.
Oh, Abhi. We had first is like, we do not know the origins of which virus, corona, but was it affected from this? Similarly, the second one, which is actually being affected, is monkeypox. Kaun sa hai?
Yeah, monkeypox.
Where one person has already died in Kerala. So this is something that is done. And as I said again, who organized it? Where was it held? What is the importance of animal health? The concept of animal health basically plays the interplay between animal welfare, human health, environment protection, and food safety. Food safety kaise? Because not about in India, but in general, a lot of countries tend to depend on animal protein, right? A lot of people tend to have animal protein. So if something happens to animals, it becomes a problem. What is the problem in India? 1 in 5 people depend on production animals for their income and livelihoods. More than 70% of additional animal protein will be needed to feed by 2050. And 20% of global animal production losses are linked to animal diseases. So that is why we did it. Where was it held and which ministry was it held? Indian Animal Health. Now, what are the diseases related to it? Now, this is where the current affairs comes into existence. Monkeypox. ये आपको आएगा in terms of अगर उन्होंने bio से compare करना हो. It's a viral zoonotic disease among monkeys caused by infection with monkeypox virus that occurs primarily in tropical rainforest or Central and West Africa and is occasionally exported to other regions because it did not come through India, right? Monkeypox. कौन सा disease है? Viral zoonotic. Is it clear or not? Any doubts with this, anybody? Okay. Now, the second one, we have the lumpy skin disease. This is something which is very much important because it is now affecting a lot of cattle. उससे क्या होता है, उनके जो cattle है उनके ऊपर lumps बन जाते हैं. It leads to death within a month. It affects cattle, water buffalo, damaging animal health and causing significant production and trade losses. So can I revise this again? Animal health वाला किसका था? Anybody? Which ministry? Union Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry. Yes. One has died already. It came in Kerala. It came in Delhi also. One person in Kerala has died. It's a zoonotic disease. Any doubts with this or not? The second thing that I had is, where was it held? It was held in Delhi. Animal health is a critical component of One Health. Why do we require it? It is important. Everybody clear with this? If I continue with this, 1 in 5 people are affected from their livelihoods. 20% हमें animal protein चाहिए production की वजह से, and we require 70% animal protein चाहिए 2050 में. कौन से दो diseases हैं? Monkeypox कौन सा type का disease है? सबको clear है? Cattle वाला कौन सा था? Anybody? Lumpy skin disease. So it becomes lumps. Let me just give you an example of it. This is something which is affecting, and this is something that because of this they have actually called it. So इसमें क्या होगा? Period of incubation क्या? 4 to 15 days. Initial period क्या होता है? 41 degrees, swollen lymph scans, animal will develop large firm nodules of 5 meters in diameter. अब depression हो जाता है ये सब, and there's chances of death. Is it clear or not? ये बहुत important है इंडिया में अभी के लिए, because हमारा majority country किस पे depend करता है? Agriculture और ये animals पे. So extra source of income बन जाता है. ये चीज आ रही है. Everybody clear with this or not? Can I go ahead? It doesn't happen to human beings, but it is getting affected with cows and all, but the production is going to hit. There's huge losses coming through. So if you're if you're not able to do it now, mission but yeah. Why I'm saying this, these two are why I did this is because they are both part of this. That's why the Indian government organized for this time. Is it clear or not? Like if I would want to give it, these are the two things I would want to give: lumpy pox and this one, a lumpy skin and monkeypox, for a reason, because it is something that has been affected. Is it clear, everybody? Next, Mission Vatsalya. Recently, the central government has Vatsalya is basically child protection के लिए है. Government ने बोला है जो भी इस स्कीम का नाम नहीं लेगा उसको आप पैसे नहीं देंगे. तो Mission Vatsalya Project Approval Board था, which will be chaired by WCD secretary, who will scrutinize and approve the annual plans and financial proposals received from states UTs for release of grants. अगर आप मिशन वत्सल्या के अंदर नाम नहीं दे दोगे वत्सल्या तो आपको पैसा नहीं मिलेगा. अभी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट में रेशियो क्या होता है? 60:40. जितनी भी स्कीम्स होती है उसमें 60% कौन देता है? सेंटर. 40% कौन देता है? स्टेट. एनी सच एग्जांपल ऑफ इट? दिस वाज इन न्यूज़ इन पंजाब. सबके ट्रीटमेंट बंद हो गए थे पीजीआई वगैरह में. कौन सी स्कीम है? Where you have the state government has to pay 40% of the share. Anyone? Any family जिसकी इनकम basically 5 lakhs तक का इंश्योर्ड होता है, कौन सा स्कीम है वो? Anyone? A से नाम है. And it's yeah, go ahead. Anybody? Which one? Ayushman Bharat. Absolutely correct. It is Ayushman Bharat. अब इसके अंदर क्या है? उन्होंने बोला कि देखो हम पैसे नहीं पे करेंगे तो होएगा नहीं. तो जनरली क्या होता है? 60:40 होता है. मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव आएगा मिशन वत्सल्या क्या है. और नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्टेट्स जहाँ पे आपके हिली एरियाज है वहां पे 90-10 होता है. 90% सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट देती है, 10% स्टेट गवर्नमेंट देती है. हर एक गवर्नमेंट स्कीम में यही रहता है. इसमें क्या है? 24/7 हेल्पलाइन सर्विस फॉर चिल्ड्रन विच विल बी डिफाइंड अंडर द जुवेनाइल एक्ट. It will support state adoption research agencies, which will further support the central adoption agencies, promoting in-country adoption and regulating inter-country adoption. ये basically बच्चों के लिए एक तो adoption के लिए है, या फिर कोई juvenile है उसको वापस track पे लेके आना है, कोई orphan है उसके लिए है. Is it clear or not? Mission Vatsalya. Any doubts with this or not?
90-10 वाला.
Sorry?
तो 90 ratio 10 वाला.
Come again?
90 ratio 10 है ना सर वाला बता.
अच्छा, जो सेंटर और स्टेट है ना, जो मेजर स्टेट्स हैं उसमें 60% सेंटर देता है, 40% स्टेट देता है. 90:10 रेशियो. जितनी भी गवर्नमेंट स्कीम्स है, ये बहुत सिंपल है. जितनी भी हिल स्टेट्स है, एक तो नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्टेट्स होगी, और जितनी भी हिल स्टेट्स है उसमें 90% पैसा कौन देगा? सेंटर. 10% कौन देगा? स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. इज इट क्लियर और नॉट? एनी डाउट्स विद दिस? एनीबॉडी? ओके. अब इसमें क्या है? स्टेट अब्जॉर्प्शन रिसोर्स एजेंसी. इसका नाम इन्होंने दिया हुआ है सारा. व्हाट इज सारा? स्टेट अडॉप्शन. इसमें क्या होता है कि एक स्टेट से दूसरे स्टेट में अडॉप्शन हो सकता है, ये हो सकता है. इट इज बेसिकली 2009 में लॉन्च हुआ था. कौन सा ऑब्जेक्टिव है? वत्सल्या. रिफॉर्म इन बेल लॉ. अगर मैं बेल लॉ की बात करूं, अभी जो हमारे जेल्स में अराउंड 66-75% लोग हैं अंडर ट्रायल्स, जिनके ऊपर केस चल रहा है, पर उनको अभी तक लाइक व्हाट वी से जमानत नहीं मिली हुई है. बेल इज बेसिकली जमानत. अब सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट केस क्या आएगा? सतेंद्र कुमार Until versus CBI. A two-judge bench had certain clarification on older judgments on bail reforms. अगर एक और चीज, कल के पेपर में एक केस आया था रिलेटेड टू ट्रिपल तलाक. कौन सा था? अभी करंट अफेयर से रिलेटेड आ जाएगा इंडियन पॉलिटी में. एनीवन? व्हाट इज द ट्रिपल तलाक केस? ट्रिपल तलाक कौन सा था? शायरा बानो. नॉट शाह बानो, शायरा बानो केस. सो बेसिकली क्या हुआ है कि कोर्ट ने तो बोल दिया है that the women have not legalized divorces. उससे क्या हुआ है कि जो हस्बैंड है उसने ऑलरेडी डिवोर्स ले लिया. हस्बैंड के डिवोर्स लेने की वजह से क्या हो चुका है? वो ऑलरेडी अपनी जिंदगी स्टार्ट कर चुका है. ना वो इस साइड पे है ना उस साइड पे है. कल पेपर पे आया था इस पे. नाउ कौन सा केस है? सतेंद्र कुमार Until versus CBI. किसके रिलेटेड है? रिफॉर्म इन bail law. The ruling is essentially a reiteration. What does the word reiteration mean, anybody? To speak again and again of several crucial principles of criminal procedure referring to the state of jails in the country, where over 2/3 laws are under trials. Under trials का मतलब क्या है? जो अभी तक convicted नहीं हो. Is it clear? हमारे पास दो टाइप के offenses होते हैं. कौन से दो टाइप के offenses होते हैं? Anyone? एक तो होता है bailable, एक होता है non-bailable. Can anyone tell me what is an example of non-bailable offense? कोई बता सकता है? जो SC/ST एक्ट में आते हैं, when they say it, it's non-bailable. और कौन सा होता है? POSCO. और कौन सा होता है? NIA. ये सब एग्जाम्पल है. These are the examples of bailable and non-bailable. Contempt of court में भी आ जाएगा. Now, what is this?
SC/ST is non-bailable.
Yes, it is non-bailable. It's back. It became bailable and now it's became non-bailable again. Till first the charges have to be like the charges will be filed. The person will be arrested.
समझ नहीं आया सर ये वाला.
Sorry?
समझ नहीं आया non-bailable.
Okay, दो टाइप के आपके पास ऑफेंस होते हैं. एक तो बेलेबल, एक नॉन बेलेबल. किसी ने चोरी किया है उसको बेलेबल हो जाएगा. किसी ने कोई SC/ST एक्ट किया है, कोई वेपन्स रखा है, किसी ने, किसी के पास बहुत ज्यादा फॉरेन करेंसी थी, किसी ने कुछ होल्डिंग कर दिया. It's also non-bailable. Poaching is also non-bailable. So non-bailable offenses are there. अब इसमें क्या होता है? Bailable में क्या होता है? Basically आपको पहले बताना पड़ता है रीजन क्या है. This और CRPC में दिया हुआ है, Criminal Procedure Code does not define the word bail, but only categories offenses under Indian Penal Code as bailable and non-bailable. It empowers the magistrate to grant bail for bailable offences as a matter of right. This would involve release or furnishing a bail bond without a security or with a security. With a security के कोर्ट बोलता है कि कोई आपका वो दे. जैसे कि एग्जांपल देता हूँ, आर्यन खान केस में इन्होंने बोल दिया कि हाँ आप ना पासपोर्ट जमा कर. So you actually give your passports. You also go to the local thana and you have to sign every now and then. Is it clear or not? The purpose of doing this is कि आप country छोड़ के नहीं भाग के जाओगे. That is what happens in a bail. In case of non-bailable, a magistrate would determine the accused is fit to be released on bail. Non-bailable or cognizable, which enables the police officer to arrest without a warrant. आपको warrant की जरूरत नहीं है. This is important. Section 436 of the Code of Criminal Procedure Code lays down a person accused of bailable offence can be granted bail. दो sections होते हैं, 436 and 437 is non-bailable. अब what are the articles available? अब वापस Constitution पे base पे आ जाते हैं. Article 20, 21, 22. Article 20 क्या बोलता है? These are what? Article 20, 21, 22 किसमें आते हैं? Right to life. Where are these articles in case of right to life? Article 20 क्या कहता है? अगर आपने भूले हुए हो, एक सिंपल सा बात बोलता है. सेकेंड चीज, कौन सा आर्टिकल गवर्नमेंट कभी नहीं ले सकती आपसे? 20 and 21. कौन सा आर्टिकल में कहा गया ये? क्लियर? ये इंपॉर्टेंट है. 20 क्या बोलता है? No person shall be convicted for an offence for violation of law at force at that time at the commission of the act as an offence subjected to a penalty greater than which might have been effected. अब इसमें क्या आता है? बेसिकली क्या आता है? आर्टिकल 20 में आपको अगर कोई चीज है, सबसे पहले तो you cannot give an evidence against yourself. सेकेंड, अगर आप एविडेंस नहीं दे सकते, सेकेंड चीज आपको क्या नहीं करनी होती? You have a right to a lawyer. और क्या होता है इसमें? नो एविडेंस का मतलब क्या होता है? नो सेल्फ इंक्रिमिनेशन. अपने खिलाफ आप एविडेंस नहीं कोई माना जाएगा. सेकेंड, नो डबल जेपर्डी. नो डबल जेपर्डी क्या होता है? एक क्राइम के लिए एक ही सजा. One crime, one punishment. Okay. When police say for example, कोई पूछताछ करती है, right? पुलिस को चाहे मर्डर वेपन ना मिले, पर पुलिस उस बंदे को कैसे पकड़ सकती है? Just in general.
Fingerprints.
Incriminating evidence. वो क्या होता है?
वो क्या होता है?
यही पूछ रहा है, incriminating evidence क्या होता है? Anyone, बहुत interesting है. अब
Sir, like अगर उनको मर्डर वेपन मिलता है, right?
नहीं
So
मिला,
definitely
suppose. नहीं,
क्या
अगर नहीं मिला सपोज,
नहीं मिला, then footsteps and everything, कुछ ना कुछ तो होगा ही ना.
नहीं है सपोज. मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ. सपोज अभी इन्होंने क्या किया, दे पिक्ड अप अ क्रिमिनल. तो क्रिमिनल से पूछताछ की, उसको पूछा कि भाई तेरे को बता, तेरे को कैसे पता ये चीज हुई है. वो अपने आप से कुछ चीज ऐसी बोल देता है जो पुलिस को आप उधर उस एरिया में नहीं मिली होती, बट वो लिंक करती है मर्डर से. Is it clear or not? Or anything
So-
that is done.
So that is incrimination.
So basically, the police say that we did not know about it. Like this is how we, they relate all the steps. Like I'll give you an example. So there was this killer in Delhi. There's a Delhi butcher that had come.
Yes, a Netflix series.
Netflix पे. So
चंद्रकांत झा.
Yeah. So if you look at it, Harnoor, उसमें क्या होता है? वो बोलता है कि भाई यहाँ पे मैंने स्कल गिरा हुआ है, यहाँ पे मैंने गिरा हुआ है. उसने तो 3 मर्डर क्लेम किए ना. पुलिस को बाद में जाके पता लगता है कि उस बहुत ज्यादा मर्डर्स है. अब स्कल उसको पता था कहाँ पे गिरी है, किसी और को तो नहीं पता था. So that's how they start correlating those cases. Is that clear or not? Article 21, that is why police takes it. No double jeopardy, no self-incrimination. Article 2021 क्या बोलता है? Article 358 क्या बोलता है? Article 2021 can never be taken away. And third चीज इसमें क्या होती है? No ex post facto law. अब ये सब पॉलिटी से कोरिलेटेड है. जिस दिन जो सजा हुई उसी टाइम की सजा मानी जाएगी. अगले दिन आपने लॉ चेंज कर दिया, जब उसने क्राइम कमिट किया था जो सजा चल रही है वो ही मानी जाएगी. इज इट क्लियर और नॉट? Article 21 provides life and personal liberty. Protection of life and personal liberty. What is life and personal liberty? इसका मतलब क्या है? You have the right to live with dignity. आपके पास अपनी बुक लिखने का हक है. You also have a right to privacy. You have a right to travel. ये सब आ जाते हैं. Right to sleep, right to marry, ये सब किस में आता है? Article 21. Article 21 is a big definition itself. Article 22, right against arrest and detention. Within how many hours have you taken the magistrate? कितने time? 24.
24.
But that's including the holidays, gazetted holidays, and excluding the holidays. अगर फ्राइडे सैटरडे को अरेस्ट हो गया और बीच में एक इंडिपेंडेंस डे आ गया, संडे आ गया, then you will be arrested for, you will be kept in the cell for a longer period of time. Is it clear or not? Right against arrest and detention. Within 24 hours, you have to be given the magistrate, excluding the journey time, and also right to be released after 24 unless the magistrate authorizes further detention. अगर magistrate ना authorize करे, आपको छोड़ना पड़ेगा. Is it clear? Now, financial direct assistance to apprentices through DBT. Now, what is that? What is DBT first of all? What is the definition of DBT? सबसे important है. Direct benefit to the person who is a beneficiary. Direct benefit transfer. अब क्या होता है? सारा आधार कार्ड से लिंक्ड है, तो जिसको भी जो बेनिफिट मिलना होता है उसके सीधा अकाउंट में आता है गवर्नमेंट के थ्रू. Any doubts with this or not? Any doubts, anybody?
No, sir.
The Ministry of Skill and Development and Entrepreneurship announced that the National Apprenticeship Promotion Program will be a component of direct benefit transfer scheme. Apprenticeship क्या है? When you are working under somebody to gain skills. उसमें क्या कर दिया? 25% of the stipend payable up to 1,500 per month to apprentice bank accounts which is under the National Skill Development Corporation. So directly 1,500 which is 25% आपको सीधा क्या आएगा? अकाउंट में आया करेगा. बेसिकली इसमें क्या होता है? स्किल डेवलपमेंट में मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ स्किल डेवलपमेंट, और इसमें आप एज एन अप्रेंटिस, व्हाट इज another word for apprentice? What is another word for apprentice? Anyone? What is another word for apprentice? Yes. Anyone? What is another word for apprentice? Somebody who's working under somebody, who's help taking, as a help. Like, say for example, a young lawyer who's just learning law works as an
Intern.
apprentice. Any doubts with this or not? Now when I talk about it, तो इसमें क्या है कि apprenticeship के अंदर direct benefit मिलेगा. Now Youth in India report, this is going to be very important again because ये आपका किससे correlate हो गया? Indian economic geography में किया है ना हमने. अब इसमें सारे अभियान वगैरह आएंगे. Now again I told you, इन्होंने what they've changed is a sustainable developed drop in fertility rate has led to an increased concentration of the population at working ages between 25 and 64. And this shift in age distribution provides a time-bound opportunity for accelerated economic growth known as demographic dividend. What is the age group for demographic dividend? 15 to 60. जो लोग काम करेंगे उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? डेमोग्राफिक डिविडेंड. अगर हम बात करें, what are the findings of the report? That the youthful population is expected to initially increase but will start decline in the latter of 2011-2036 period. अभी कितनी population है? 227 थी 991 में, 333.4 है 2011 में, 371.4 अभी सबसे ज्यादा होगी और 2036 में गिरनी शुरू हो जाएगी. यूथ की जो पॉपुलेशन है वो गिरनी शुरू हो जाएगी. Any doubts with this or not? Another thing, the youthful population will now decrease to 22.7% in 2036. Scenario in states. सब कौन सी 3 states है जहां पे आपकी population जो बड़े लोगों की population बढ़ रही है? केरला, तमिलनाडु और हिमाचल प्रदेश. KTHP. केरला, तमिलनाडु, हिमाचल प्रदेश में आपकी जो population है, especially older population, वो बढ़ रही है. Bihar and UP experience a rise in portion of youth population to total population, then it is expected to start declining. सबसे ज्यादा states में कौन सी states है जहां पे सबसे ज्यादा youthful population है? महाराष्ट्र, मध्य प्रदेश, राजस्थान. कौन सी states है? MMR. सबसे कम कहां पे होने वाली है? केरला, तमिलनाडु एंड हिमाचल. Is it clear? अब why do you think these numbers are coming in? Can anyone tell me why are these numbers coming in? Why are these 3 states going down in terms of it? Anyone? It's because they have stronger education nexus. They have stronger cities. Like inki urban populations have increased. Kerala, Tamil Nadu. So that is what is happening with the education and everything. This is happening. किन states में आपकी youthful population बढ़ने वाली? Sorry, old population youthful सबसे ज़्यादा है? मध्य प्रदेश, महाराष्ट्र and Rajasthan. Any doubts with this? Okay, what are the schemes related to youth? We've already done this. Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, Yuva, Prime Minister scheme for mentoring youth authors, integrated child development services, National Health Mission, National Youth Policy, National Skill Development Corporation, Rashtriya Yuva Shakshak. It means to basically to empower them. Karyakaram. Can I revise everything till now quickly? Okay. Animal Health Summit. Could you please tell me where was it held? Delhi. What is it about? One Health. Why are the animals important? We've already discussed it. Can you name the 2 diseases which we are affected by quickly? Which is
LSD and monkeypox.
Monkeypox. What is monkeypox? It's a which type of disease?
Zoonotic viral.
Zoonotic. What about the other one that you have, the lump disease? What is the temperatures? 41, 4 to 14 days. What it shows? It shows basically lumps, which is the problem that we have. Okay, next. What's Mission Vatsalya? It's related to child. Yes or no? What is it about? Adoption. It's also about juveniles who've been orphaned, how to take care of them, and also the mother program. Any doubts? Okay, what is bail laws? Basically, what is section 436 of the IPC, CAPF and 437? 436 is bailable and non-bailable offenses. कहीं पे term bail नहीं given है. Bailable offenses और non-bailable कौन से होते हैं? Everybody. Bail कौन से है? Bail है जहाँ पे आपको 436 लगेगा. 437 किसमें लगेगा? Non-bailable. Any doubts with this or not? Okay. What is article 20, 21 and 22? 20 क्या है? 20 में 3 article आते हैं, बताओ. तीन चीजें आती हैं। एक तो नो सेल्फ इंक्रिमिनेशन, अपने खिलाफ आपने एविडेंस नहीं देना। दूसरा क्या है? फर्स्ट इज नो सेल्फ इंक्रिमिनेशन, सेकंड इज नो डबल जेपटी, एक सजा पे एक ही होएगा। इज इट क्लियर? आपको एक सजा एक ही के लिए मिलेगी, दो बार नहीं मिल सकती। नो एक्स पोस्ट फैक्टो लॉ, जिस दिन क्राइम किया जो उस दिन लॉ रहेगा वो उसके लिए रहेगा। आर्टिकल 21 लाइफ एंड पर्सनल लिबर्टी, आपको राइट टू प्राइवेसी है, आपके पास राइट टू ट्रैवल अब्रॉड है, आपके पास राइट टू बुक है, आप अपनी बारे में लिख सकते
वाला
हैं।
बता रहा था नो एक्स
सॉरी,
फैक्टो लॉ।
आर्टिकल 20 बताना है।
नहीं, तीसरा जो नो एक्स पोस्ट फैक्टो लॉ वाला।
नो एक्स पोस्ट फैक्टो लॉ में क्या है कि जिस दिन आपने क्राइम किया, जिस दिन वो सजा चल रही है वही मानी जाएगी। अगले दिन लॉ चेंज हो गया, उसको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता। जब क्राइम कमिट किया है, जो सजा चल रही है वही मानी जाएगी। ऐसे क्लियर? तो बाद में ये कर सकते हैं कि
एग्जांपल दे रहा था।
जिस दिन आपने क्राइम किया उस दिन सपोज डेथ पेनल्टी नहीं थी, अगले दिन कोर्ट ने बोल दिया या फिर गवर्नमेंट ने चेंज करके डेथ पेनल्टी लगा दिया, आपको डेथ पेनल्टी नहीं हो सकती। क्लियर है कि नहीं है?
सर
ओके, 21 भी हो गया। 22 क्या है? एक तो आपको मैजिस्ट्रेट के सामने लेके जाना पड़ेगा 24 आवर्स में, आपको राइट टू लॉयर मिलता है, आपको डिनाई नहीं कर सकती पुलिस। आई विल गिव यू अ वेरी गुड एग्जांपल. So what had happened, I was just going through this. This is sabhas which are happening in Haryana, where the Home Minister comes and discusses. So one person went out and he said, what had happened, the police वालों ने मेरे को 24 hours से ज़्यादा arrest करके रखा. They never let my lawyers meet me each other. ना मेरे पे कोई वो था, they never filed a warrant against me, और मेरे को 24 hours से ज़्यादा किसके अंदर रख दिया? जेल के अंदर. So उन पुलिस ऑफिसर्स के अगेंस्ट क्या हो गया? Suspension notice.
Yeah, I have heard that.
Is it clear or not? So you cannot.
बहुत सारे cases है ऐसे.
ऐसे बहुत सारे cases होते हैं. The only thing is you cannot do it. Now financial direct assistance क्या होता है through DPT?
So sir, basically without warrant you can't arrest anyone.
You cannot arrest, and even if you arrest somebody within 24 hours, you have to take somebody to the magistrate.
Sure,
Youth
sir.
in India report. Youth in India report थी. इसका importance क्या है? Because Indian youth population अभी तो increase करी है, 2036 onwards ये decrease करनी start हो जाएगी. Is it clear? कौन सी स्टेट है जहाँ पे बहुत ज्यादा यूथफुल पॉपुलेशन है? जल्दी बताओ. केरला, तमिलनाडु और हिमाचल. सॉरी, इनकी पॉपुलेशन, यूथफुल पॉपुलेशन कम हो रही है. सबसे ज्यादा कहाँ पे? महाराष्ट्र, मध्य प्रदेश और राजस्थान. एनी डाउट्स विद दिस? सोना, you are basically in the group 371% population youthful है. 371 million. और जो हम पढ़ रहे थे, जो हमने लास्ट उसमें पढ़ा था 27.9 in 2016, 27.9% is 2016. So more than 1/5 of India, 1/4 of India is in the youthful state. Next, Pariman portal. पहला क्वेश्चन आएगा. It's a geo portal for known as Pariman, launched on August 2021 by National Capital Region Planning Board and Union Ministry for Housing and Urban Affairs has been made open to the public of NCR. Pariman किसके लिए है? ये basically it is a very smart app. इसमें क्या किया है इन्होंने? क्या किया है इन्होंने? विलेज बाउंड्रीज ये सब जो है ये आपका पोर्टल में पा दिया. सिमिलरली the portal has many base maps, satellite images, services and night light data of different time spans कि कैसे कैसे चेंज हुआ है. ये किसके अंडर हुआ है? अर्बन मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ हाउसिंग एंड अर्बन अफेयर्स. अब इसमें बेसिकली इन्होंने क्या किया है? इन्होंने बताया कि हेल्थ केयर कहाँ पे, जैसे आपके जीपीएस का मैप नहीं होता रोड का, जब आप मैप्स खोलते हो कि हाँ यहाँ पे मेरा वो आ जाएगा, यहाँ पे बेसिक हेल्थ केयर है, यहाँ पे एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशंस है, यहाँ
Restaurants near me.
रेस्टोरेंट्स नियर मी, रेल नेटवर्क कहाँ से पास हो रहा है, इसमें रेल तक दिखाते हैं, रोड्स दिखाते हैं. तो दैट्स व्हाट दे सी. Is it clear or not? Similarly, which this is also a question that I have not done right now because this is the अभी जो अगस्त में हुआ था. Which website or which thing has opened its 3D maps in India? Which app? बहुत सिंपल क्वेश्चन है. अगर ये किसी को नहीं पता, then you are really dumb. Which map? 3D maps open कर दिए. Anyone? ये तो पक्का, like it's such an easy question but more likely to come. बहुत simple है. किसका है? Anyone?
Google Maps.
Google Maps have opened it up. पहली बार they are now having 3D maps in India. जो गूगल स्ट्रीट व्यू नहीं होता था बाकी कंट्रीज में, so
स्नैपचैट में भी है सर,
गूगल स्ट्रीट व्यू थोड़ी है, गूगल स्ट्रीट व्यू करती है।
स्ट्रीट व्यू भी है, स्ट्रीट व्यू है सर
Yes.
So what
पूरा।
they've done is they started to open the street view and everything. That's in
मैं
Google.
लॉकडाउन में ऐसे ही घूमा था
कैसे?
स्ट्रीट व्यू में, बस दुनिया देख ली मैंने।
Okay. परिमाण क्या है? पोर्टल फॉर एनालिटिक रीजनल इंफॉर्मेशन एंड मैपिंग ऑफ एनसीआर। ये कहाँ पे हुआ है? एनसीआर, यूनियन मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ अर्बन अफेयर्स। इज इट क्लियर? सबसे इजी तरीका आपको रिवाइज करने का वही है कि जैसे गूगल मैप्स होता है ना, गूगल स्ट्रीट व्यू होता है, दैट इज व्हाट दे हैव ओपनड इट अप। द जियो पोर्टल विल हेल्प इंप्रूव decentralized planning and management in the NCR region. The Geo portal is an important platform where and what exists in the national capital enables better planning. It will help effective utilization of resources and remote sensing. कौन सा portal है? परिमाण. Any doubts with this or not? That's Government of India initiative. Is it clear? So it's like a Google Maps, like the entire street view which is there under the Pariman portal. Can I continue? Okay, now what are the initiatives of urban development? Since हम urban development कर रहे हैं, who's the Minister of Urban Development? Who is the Minister of Urban Development?
सर हिंट दे दो कोई।
Hardeep Puri. So he's the one. Now what is the project? What is smart cities? Core infrastructure gives a decent quality of life to citizens and clean and sustainable environment and application of smart solutions. Like say for example, हमने क्या किया? Electricity bills pay करने start कर दिए online. Second, सबसे पहले this is what you must have seen in the last 3 years, which you do not realize. All the bulbs have been replaced. Street bulbs have been replaced by what?
LED. Solar system lights.
LED lamps. If
Which
you look at
work
it
on
earlier,
solar power.
if you look at it earlier was this. Secondly, all the school buildings, government school buildings have been connected by solar. There are now portals for paying electricity. Everything is to be converted to online. That is what we say as the smart city.
सर का रोकड़ा आ रहा है कलर।
Sorry. Similarly, then we come to Amrut mission. Amrut mission क्या है? ये important है, ये already. What is Amrut? Full form of Amrut. Atal mission for urban facility, for rural, for providing renewable, reusable union subject. So basically, it is to promote better supply of water. It is also for better sewerage connections. Swachh Bharat Mission Urban, defecation, and what they've done, achieving 100% scientific management of municipal solid waste in 4041 statutory towns in India. Swachh Bharat Mission. Any doubts? Hriday क्या है? Hriday is basically National Heritage City Development or Augmentation Yojana. जो basically एक city होती है जहाँ पे कि जो आपकी पुरानी monuments हैं उसको preserve करना, वो कौन सा है आपका? हृदय। मैं साथ के साथ आपको सारे missions करा रहा हूँ जितने भी government policies हैं। अमरूद किसके related है? Anyone? Sewerage, sanitation. Is it clear? हृदय किसके related है? बस याद करना है, heritage. हृदय is related to heritage. Smart cities क्या है? Better cities. Is it clear or not? प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना कि किसी के पास कच्चा घर ना रहे, all houses becomes पक्का. Urban slum developers के लिए especially पक्का houses provide करना. Is it clear or not? 5 schemes clear है इससे related? 5 government schemes बता रहा हूँ. Clear? अमरूद किससे related है? फिर से repeat करो. अमरूद सीवरेज. हृदय किसके related है? Smart cities क्या? Better facilities. स्वच्छ भारत अर्बन मिशन क्या है कि सीवरेज फैसिलिटीज और आपको जो वेस्ट डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम्स हैं उसको बेटर सस्टेनेबल करना. व्हिच सिटी रैंक्स नंबर 1 इन टर्म्स ऑफ क्लीनलीनेस?
इंदौर.
इंदौर.
चंडीगढ़ भी.
इंदौर. स्वच्छ भारत अभियान. सेकंड कौन सा है? सूरत. बिकॉज दे हैव अचीव्ड 100% साइंटिफिक मैनेजमेंट. दे नो लॉन्गर हैव, उनका जो वेस्ट है साथ के साथ डिस्पोज ऑफ हो रहा है. Is it clear or not? Okay. Now किसान क्रेडिट कार्ड. किसान क्रेडिट कार्ड का कितना लिमिट मिलता है आपको? ये क्वेश्चन आएगा. How much money do you get? 1.5 lakhs. ये किसको इंक्लूड किया गया? एनिमल हस्बेंड्री, डेयरी वालों को और एनिमल हस्बेंड्री वालों को. सेक्टर्स विद रीजनल बैंक्स एंड रूरल बैंक्स. व्हाट इज किसान क्रेडिट कार्ड? इसका सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज क्या है कि ये रुपए के थ्रू होएगा. collateral free loan from 1 to 1.6. what does collateral free loan means? कोई मेरे को बता सकते है collateral free loan का मतलब क्या होता है? anyone? what is collateral free loan? जहां पे आपको सिक्योरिटी नहीं रखनी पड़ती. you don't have to give a security to the bank. तो उसके थ्रू ये होता है. is that clear or not? किसान क्रेडिट कार्ड ये अब किसको प्रोवाइड किया गया? पहले तो सिर्फ किसान को था, जो भी एनिमल हस्बेंड्री से रिलेटेड है उनको भी दिया जा रहा है. इज दैट क्लियर और नॉट? कैन आई मूव अहेड? गाइडलाइंस टू कर्ब अनफेयर एडवर्टाइजमेंट्स. अब जितने भी एडवर्टाइजमेंट है आपके, ये विमल की एडवर्टाइजमेंट भी बंद होने वाली है. अजय देवगन टाइप. मैं बताता हूँ क्या हो रहा है. बेसिकली the Central Consumer Protection Authority recently issued guidelines to prevent false or misleading advertisement. हर एक एडवर्टाइजमेंट के नीचे आपको ना बाद में एक सेकंड में बोल देते हैं what you may not see, the product is only for visual representation, it is not for that. ये सुनो, वो लिखा आता है गाइडलाइंस, एक छोटा सा लिखा आता है. Is it clear or not? Like say for example, जो आपको दूध की फोटो दिखेगी वो एक्चुअल में दूध नहीं होएगा. It will be Fevicol, which is true because it looks pretty nice. So what they do is, उसमें थोड़ा सा misleading है तो कोई problem नहीं है, पर बहुत ज़्यादा हो तो it becomes a problem. Central Consumer Protection Authority, established in 2020 based on the provision of Central Protection Act, Consumer Protection Act 2019. ये कौन सी मिनिस्ट्री के अंदर है? Ministry of Consumer Affairs. That's important. इसका ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है? टू प्रमोट, प्रोटेक्ट एंड एनफोर्स द कंज्यूमर्स एज अ क्लास, टू कंडक्ट इन्वेस्टिगेशन इन वायलेशन ऑफ कंज्यूमर राइट्स एंड इंस्टीट्यूट कंप्लेंट्स, प्रोसिक्यूशंस, to order the recall of unsafe goods and services, discontinuation of unfair trade practices and misleading advertisements. Misleading advertisements, ये लोगे तो ये हो जाएगा, ये लोगे तो ये हो जाएगा, ये सब बंद हो जाएगा. To impose penalties on publishers, advertisers and also endorsers. Endorsers में कौन आता है? Anyone? What is endorsers? Anybody? Yes, who would be the endorsers? All your actors who basically are selling that product to you. If it is not correct, so it becomes a problem for that. Now, what are the guidelines? Non-misleading and weighted advertisements. An advertisement can be considered non-misleading if it contains true and honest representation of goods and does not exaggerate the accuracy, scientific validity, or practical usefulness. अगर मैं बोलूं कि Red Bull gives you wings, it just says gives you wings. They do not go beyond it. Is it clear? वो ये नहीं बोलते कि आप ये पढ़ोगे आप next level athlete बन जाओगे. If they were saying that, then it is a misleading. What is surrogate advertisements? This is related to all your alcoholic and everything. Which how they come down is this. Refers to an advertisement of goods in the shadow of other goods. For example, the advertisement of tobacco in the grab of pan masala. Is it clear? So what they're saying is this. Similarly, advertisements targeting children that condone, encourage, inspire, or unreasonably emulate behavior that could be dangerous for children or take advantage of children's inexperience, credulity, or sense of loyalty has been prohibited. It goes without saying that advertisements tend to influence the children buying behavior and encourage them to consume unhealthy goods or develop negative feelings towards goods. What are the, now it's actually true, the most best packaging कौन से products की होती है? Anyone? Most best packaging कौन से products की होती है? Which are the most unhealthy? You will never see a chips packet like a chips packet. You will never see them plain. You would see them flashy because it attracts the eye. So that's how it happens. So they say like let's just keep it like that. And also disclaimer. What is a disclaimer? जो दिया नहीं होता नीचे छोटा सा. That is what you need to provide. Any doubts?
No booking causes cancer.
Yes. So they have to put in small things they'll be putting in everything. Okay. Digital India Week. Recently, the Prime Minister has inaugurated the Digital India Week under the digital program aimed to strengthen ease of doing business and ease of living. Now, ease of doing business and ease of living, this is in terms of states. What is the main of this? Catalyzing new India's decade that had happened. What are digital initiatives? Digital India Bhashani. Bhashani means developing India's artificial intelligence led language translation platform. This is important. भाषा से word है. Bhashani क्या हो जाएगा? It's related to India's AI. A Bhashani platform will make artificial intelligence and natural language processing resource available to MSME. ये इस बार पूछा गया था, what is the definition of MSME? Medium, small and micro enterprises. Startup and individual innovators in public domain. Now, what is Digital India Genesis? ये सब programs है. What is programs? Bhashani क्या था? Quickly. What is Bhashani? Anyone? Related to AI language. Which is the first program of AI language which was stopped? Anyone? कौन सी language को stop कर दिया गया AI की?
Linux.
Its major usne, it had happened, the AI was talking to itself. The two AIs were talking to themselves and developing their own language.
Elon Musk का ही होगा कुछ.
Anyone else? I'll tell you the name also of it. Anyone? You generally use it a lot.
Hint.
Anyone?
Hint.
No.
I'm asking for a hint.
Facebook. Something you use a lot.
Yeah, लग ही रहा था.
So they had started its own program where the AI started talking to themselves, where it stopped doing this. This was in 2017, way back it had happened. 2017, they stopped the program itself. The AIs were talking to themselves out of it. Digital India Genesis. Gen Next Support for Innovative Startups is a national deep tech startup platform to discover, support, grow, and make successful startups in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. What is Tier 2 and Tier 3? What is Tier 1, first of all? I'll give you the name of this. I don't remember the name of the AI. So as I was talking about Facebook, it was basically they were supposed to talk, what was supposed to talk with each other in English. Then they started developing their own language and they started talking their own language, which just started in 2017. I still don't get the name of the thing. Naam nahi yaad aa raha uska. Okay, what is Genesis? Digital Genesis, basically you're creating more startups in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. That is what you'll be doing. Now, what are the 9 pillars of Digital India? Broadband highways. 2.5 lakh gram panchayats by December 16, virtual networks were put up, and each panchayat now has a broadband. Each panchayat has a broadband office. Universal mobile access covers 4,200 villages in the financial year 18. So all the networks were put in. Next, public internet access program. 2.5 lakh villages and also post offices were in touch. Broadband highways क्या था? फिर से जितने भी पंचायत घर नहीं है, अब वो किससे कनेक्टेड है? ब्रॉडबैंड. यूनिवर्सल मोबाइल एक्सेस हर एक विलेजेस में प्रोवाइड करना. पब्लिक इंटरेस्ट एक्सेस प्रोग्राम, इट वाज फॉर 2.5 लाख. ई गवर्नेंस, गवर्नमेंट थ्रू टेक्नोलॉजी. सो आपने आधार, ये जितने भी पोर्टल्स थे किसमें कर दिए? ऑनलाइन. Okay, similarly, you know, अगर आपका कोई सर्टिफिकेट गुम जाता है, you don't have to go to CBSE. Do you know this? Or the CBSE देता है ना आपको your certificates and all.
Yes,
Yes or no? So now you don't have to go to them.
DigiLocker.
It is in DigiLocker.
DigiLocker.
Say for example, this is an example to you. You do not, but this is where you can actually, if say for example, let me just give it to you an example. If you tend to miss out on anything, you can have this online itself. NCRT से किससे सर्टिफिकेट मिलता है? CBSE से ही ना?
CBSE से.
So if anything you lose or anything, you can actually go and just pay through digital documents. You can get your printed documents directly. Now, no longer you have to go to the offices and everything. Everybody clear with this or not? Just an example to you. So that is what we did in which program? This is the program e-governance reforming through government technology. So everything, DigiLocker and everything came during the fourth. E-Kranti, delivering of services.
I think DigiLocker came in the when it was lockdown COVID time.
It came in, but this was something that they were doing in 2017 itself. CBSE became online. So I remember because, say for example, your certificate, if you lose your certificate, otherwise you had to go to the CBSE office. Now you just pay online. They send you all your certificates at your home only.
Yes.
So you no longer have to go down to the office and give an application or something. So that was e-governance reforming through technology. Is it clear or not? Just an example for you. E-Kranti, e-education. E-education, e-courts, e-police, everything. This was e-Kranti. अब बेस्ट एग्जांपल है, मैंने आपको बताया था जैसे डीडीआर होती है. सो डीडीआर आपको अब क्या करनी पड़ती है? यू कैन फाइल इट ऑनलाइन. ये किसमें आया था? ई-क्रांति. ये क्लियर है सबको? एवरीथिंग क्लियर? Information for all. Information for all. Online hosting for information of documents. Government engages via social media. Little additional resources were needed. Information for all. Ab like everything is coming on online. जो भी information चाहिए, it can be provided online. Electric manufacturing target next zero imports. Focus on semiconductors and so and so. So basically अब क्या कर रहे हैं हम? Smart cards, smart chips ये वगैरह. IT for jobs. Train 1 crore people in towns, village in 5 lakh 5 years. 3 lakh agents will run viable business of delivering IT industry in the next years. Early harvest programs. Biometric attendance by October, Wi-Fi in all universities. So basically what is going to happen is in October, from October onwards, those people are going to come with their thumbprints. All government offices will have thumbprints. Is it clear? And also SMS-based disaster alerts, weather info, which will be coming for every person. Any doubts with this? Can I revise all these programs quickly? Yes or no?
Yes.
This is all a part of the Digital India Week. I'm just saying what had happened. Broadband highways क्या था सबसे पहले? पंचायत. Universal mobile access villages में. Public interest access, all villages having mobile phones. E-governance क्या था आपका? What is e-governance? CBSE. All these, all your digital platforms will be there. E-Kranti क्या था? Delivering services through online. Information for all. कुछ नहीं किया आपने. Like say for example, you want to discuss a property detail. So अब आपको registrar office जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. You can do it online. Electronic manufacturing target basically क्या है कि हमने we were having shortage of chips. So we have encouraged chips. IT for jobs के लिए basically train 1 crore people for IT industry. Early harvest programs क्या है? जो भी आपका ये अभी चलना है, अक्टूबर में क्या होएगा? What would be there? Digital attendances, biometrics लग जाएंगे. वो होता है ना कि कोई ऑफिस में आया है कि नहीं आया, अब वो नहीं रहेगा. जितने भी गवर्नमेंट सरकारी जगह है वहां पे क्या लग जाएंगे? बायोमेट्रिक्स. एवरीबडी क्लियर विद दिस और नॉट? एनी डाउट्स? यस, कैन आई मूव अहेड?
Yes, sir.
What is मेरी पहचान? It's a national single sign on for citizen. It's a user. मेरी पहचान. If you go on मेरी पहचान, you'll get all the services.
नहीं आप अभी भी
Services in which single set of credentials provides access to multiple online applications or services. So you just have to fill your information once. Once you fill the information, you get everything related to yourself. Chips to startups. What is that? Basically, semiconductors में हमारे को problem हो रही थी. So we say that we are going to start producing more semiconductors so that the startups can work.
ही हो जाएगा मिस्ड तो. हाँ हाँ जी.
Right, can I move ahead?
Yes.
Okay, election to the office of Vice President. Who's the present Vice President of India? Yes, anyone? Yeah, go ahead. Dhanesh, cameras on everybody. Now we come to the elections of Vice President. It was there to be held in August already. It's done because it was July. Now, when I say what is the vice president, what's the tenure for vice president? Look at the number of questions that are going to be there. First, it's 5 years. Who is he elected by? All the members of the electoral college, which consists of all nominated plus elected members of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So Sachin Tendulkar, who's a nominated member, will vote for the vice president elections, but he will not vote for the president elections. The vote of each member is one. This is known as single transferable vote. What does single transferable vote means? Each vote, your vote will only be counted. There are preferences if you give one person as one preference. Is that clear or not? Now, vice president, if he has to resign, he gives his resignation to the president of India. Who takes the oath of the vice president? Oath is taken by the president. The president oath is taken by the chief justice. The chief justice, again president, vice president, again the president. Now, to remove the vice president, you require majority in Rajya Sabha, absolute majority in Rajya Sabha, and simple majority in Lok Sabha. What is the qualification to become the president of India? He should be a citizen of India. He should be 35 years of age. Should be qualified as a member of Rajya Sabha. Should not hold any office of profit. Office of profit means he should not get any salary from the government of India. Electoral College, I've already explained. Which article is this? Article 66. What is the election procedure? I've already told you the election procedure. All the nominated and elected members will vote for the presidential and the vice presidential election. Each person gets one vote. The notification and who conducts the election Commission of India. If any discrepancy happens, you directly go to the Supreme Court. Only in case of president and vice president elections. Is it clear? Each member has one vote. The notification for election shall be issued at least 60th day before the expiration of the term. So 60 days before the other person is going to come into office, you have to make sure that the notification is done. Is it clear? Now, ease of doing business rank. This is really important. The ease of doing business and was a report in 2020. What is the ranking all about? To boost investor confidence, foster a business-friendly climate, and augment the ease of doing business across the country by introducing an element of healthy competition. So basically, these are the ranking givens through which now each state will look forward to providing, better features and everything. So if a state is doing better, automatically more and more investors will start coming in that. What are the parameters? This is going to be really important. Construction, permit, labor regulation, environmental regulation, access to information, land availability, and single window system. Single window means if I want to open something, I just need to submit it at one place and the government authorities will take care of it. Now they have made it according to top achievers, emerging business ecosystems, aspirers. This is what is going to be there, but they're going to ask this. The main thing is who conducted the ease of doing business is based on BRAP. It was introduced to encourage a healthy competition and BRAP exercise. It was thus done in 2022. Take home ration. This is important. So what is happening is recently a report titled Take Home Ration Good Practices Through State Union Territories was released by Niti Aayog and World Food Program. कि क्या सबको राशन मिल रहा है, अवेलेबल है कि नहीं हो रहा. और ये किसके अंदर आता है? It was founded by जो ये है, it was WFP, that is the World Food Program, which was also won a Nobel in 2020. It was founded in 1961 by the Food and Agriculture Organization and United Nations General Assembly. Now what they're going to ask is कौन सी states India में अच्छी कर रही हैं take home ration में, कौन सी नहीं कर रही. इसमें क्या होता है कि basically आपने क्या करना है कि दो टाइप के राशन है. एक तो कुक्ड राशन होता है, एक होता है आपके पास रेडी टू कुक मील. दो टाइप के राशन होते हैं. इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी एक्ट सेक्शन 69A. ये क्यों न्यूज पे है? बिकॉज द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया आस्क्ड ट्विटर टू टेक डाउन सर्टेन अकाउंट्स. So Twitter came down to the Karnataka High Court and they said we've already deleted 80 accounts. But what happens in certain cases, the government has been taking arbitrary decisions. What are the arbitrary decisions taken by the government of India? They are saying that the government is unnecessarily blocking it. But now the question comes, under what sections can the government block all this? That is what is going to be very important. First, the government can block certain things in case of protecting the interest or the sovereignty of India, defense of India, security of the state, friendly relationship with foreign countries, public order, and so for preventing incitement. So basically, that is it. What is going to be Section 69A Act? That's the only thing that it may block orders procedurally and substantially efficient under 69A. So it can ask all the microblogging sites to take down certain things. Now this also comes under जितनी भी restrictions Article 19 के अंदर है, वही restrictions आपकी microblogging sites पे लग जाती है. That's all. प्रधानमंत्री फसल बीमा योजना. When I talk about फसल बीमा योजना, सबसे पहले तो ये पूछा जाएगा कि कितना परसेंटेज इंटरेस्ट देना पड़ता है. तो यहाँ पे फार्मर्स को 2% देना पड़ता है इन केस ऑफ खरीफ क्रॉप एंड 1.5% देना पड़ता है राबी क्रॉप में. Rest of the premium is to be paid by the government itself. Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. So if, say for example, the crop fails, automatically the insured sum would be given to the what do you call it? This should be available to the farmers in case their crops are failed. So this was at 2% for Rabi crop. This has already come. 2% for Kharif and 1.5% for Rabi and 5% for commercial and horticulture crops. Premium to be paid by farmers will be only 5%. Is that clear or not? Now, what is the government doing? It is using the latest insurance app, provide for easy enrollment of farmers, facilitate easier reporting of crops within 74 hours or 72 hours of occurrence of event. So basically now this is where the drone technology comes into existence. Through drone technology, if a crop has failed, automatically the mapping would be done and the farmer would be paid as early as possible. What are the recent changes? The center has decided to limit the premium subsidy to 30% of unirrigated areas and 25% for irrigated. Is it clear? Any doubts with this? Cameras on, everybody. Now we come to IRF rankings. What is the IRF rankings? Ministry of Education has released Education 7th edition of National Institution Ranking Framework 2022. What is National Institution Ranking Framework? What is that we are talking about? Was improved by the Ministry of Education. It is for ranking higher educations. Now, what they're going to ask is, I'm just going to go directly to the highest education, which rank is for which institution. If I talk about it, colleges, university, सबसे ऊपर कौन सी है? IISc Bangalore. Colleges कौन सा है? Miranda College. It is first position for the 6th consecutive year. Research for institution, IISc Bangalore. Engineering, you have IIT Madras has remained number 1. Management, you have Ahmedabad. Medical, you have AIIMS Institute, Delhi. Pharmacy, you have Jamia Hamdard, which lists. Architecture, again IIT Roorkee. Law, National Institute of Law Institution in Bangalore. Dental, it's Savita Institute of Medical and Technology Sciences, Chennai. So basically, जो आपको rankings नहीं आती, top ranks education institutions की, वो कौन देता है? या IRF rankings. और वो किसके through होता है? NIRF. That is all. Any doubts with this or not? Because these are the government rankings. अब government rankings होगी, सबसे important है. Assessment कितने parameters पे होती है? 5 parameters. This is the second question. First question क्या है? कौन कराता है IRF? National Institution of Ranking Framework. To rank higher education institutions, कितने parameters पे है? 5 parameters पे. Which were the rankings in 2022? For engineering, you have IIT Madras. For your law, you have the Bangalore Institution. For your dental, you have the Savita Institution. For your Management, you have IIM Ahmedabad. Any doubts with this? Can I move ahead? Now we come to economic scenario. Promoting Northeast, NER का मतलब है Northeastern states as agri-export hub. Agriculture and processed food product development and authority has advised strategy to promote export and agriculture horticulture products grown through Northeastern states. Agriculture and horticulture. Created a platform in Assam for the export to get the products directly from the producer group and the processor. Basically, it's a platform where you are providing directly products होंगे और इनको आपने export करना है. अब कहाँ से export करोगे? You're exporting it through Bangladesh. The major destinations export are Bangladesh, Bhutan, Middle East, UK, and Europe. Open acreage licensing program. Now, this is again very important. इसमें क्या था? The government of India has launched open acreage licensing program where 10 blocks of international competitive bidding have been put through. What is for this? It is for finding oil and gas. To explore oil and gas in companies to put into expression and interest any areas through the year, but such twice a year. The areas sought are then put into auction. और ये कौन करा रहा है? The hydrocarbon exploration and licensing policy. So all they will ask you is open acreage licensing program किसके related है? It's a bidding process for oil and natural gas, which is now open. Now, what is HELP again? The second question they'll ask you is HELP, hydrocarbon exploration and licensing policy. It is provide for tax break, pricing and marketing freedom as a part of government strategy to double oil and gas output 2023-24. So you get tax reliefs, you get benefits, thereby more and more private institutions can be employed for providing more oil and gas in our country. International Day of Cooperatives. Now, when I say best cooperative example is Amul. This is the 100th International Day of Cooperatives, building of self-reliant India and better world through cooperatives. Now, which day is declared by United Nations is 16 December 92 as the Day of Cooperatives. The best example I've told you is Amul. In AFCAT, you have these examples as cooperatives where this is controlled by the people itself. This is a question which I expect to come for sure. Now, when I said trading partners, when I say trading partners in terms of a financial year 2022, जो हम कर रहे थे वो Indian economic geography में it showed the same factors. Right now, what has happened? US is number 1, China is number 2, and UAE is number 3. What do we export from? What is the main trading with Saudi Arabia? Anyone?
Nuclear bomb.
No. Saudi Arabia.
Petroleum oil.
Petroleum.
Jewelries.
Or we say crude oil. What is with Iraq? We are selling them petrol and diesel. So we make a lot of money.
Iraq.
From Iraq, we are also exporting petrol and diesel and importing crude petroleum from Saudi Arabia. So they don't have refineries. We have refineries.
We have the largest one.
Is it clear? We are the largest trading partner with Iraq. We are selling them all petrol and diesel. Now, why is this also very important? Because if you come in yesterday's paper, what has happened is there has been talks about where Indian ships or Indian manufacturers in the open seas are transferring Russian crude petroleum into Indian ships. And then these Indian ships refine the petroleum into petrol and diesel. And where does this petrol and diesel go? It went to New York. This is a big problem that is going to create this. If you read day before's paper, that is something that the US is talking about. Now, RBI allows trade settlement in rupee. Why? Earlier it was in dollar. Because we wanted to have this. As per the broad network for cross-border trade transaction, Indian rupee, under the Foreign Exchange Management Act, all exports and imports under the arrangement may be denominated and invoiced in rupee and the exchange rate between the currencies of two trading partners may be determined. What is rupee mechanism? How do we do it? Authorized dealer banks in India have been permitted to open rupee Vostro accounts. This is really important. There's going to be a scarcity. Okay. Rupee Vostro accounts, an account that correspondent bank holds on behalf on the other bank. So basically, the Reserve Bank of Russia has an account in India. What do we call that? Vostro account. Any doubts with this or not? Indian importers undertake imports by the mechanism will make payment in Indian rupee, which will be credited into the special Vostro accounts for the corresponding banks of the partner country. Who are we doing this with? Russia. Everybody's got the basic deal of it because this is something that we're talking about. And we've been doing it also. So what is a Vostro account? Everybody clear? So the main RBI Bank of Russia is now having an account in Indian banks. So the Indian importer, rather than directly going through the SWIFT accounts or going through dollars, is just paying in Indian rupee. And both the countries have decided on what should be the exchange value of the currency accordingly. Against the invoices for supply of goods and services for the overall sellers, Indian exporters using the mechanism will be paid for exports proceed in rupee from the balances in the designated special Vostro account of the corresponding bank of the partner country. किसके साथ हम कर रहे हैं? Russia. So this is the rupee ruble agreement. We had it earlier, but now it's become more active. Trade agreements are alternately able to settle dues in rupees instead of dollars or euros. The State Bank of the USSR will retain one or more accounts with commercial banks in India, authorizing to deal in foreign exchange. Any doubts with this or not? Anybody? What's a Vostro account is clear? This is what I expect in terms of economics, for sure. Now, Indian defense exports. Now, when I say Indian defense exports, let's talk about it. India is the US was a major buyer. The Indian defense exports were estimated at this. The US was a major buyer, also nations Southeast Asia, West Asia, and Africa. Now, when we've been selling weapons, we've been selling it to US. Which other thing has got interest from a lot of countries? What have we developed that has brought a lot of interest from other countries? Anyone? क्या चीज हमने खरीदी है जिससे बाकी कंट्रीज को इंटरेस्ट आ रहा है?
BrahMos.
नहीं, it has not been properly launched, but that way.
Aircraft.
Which one?
Tejas.
Tejas MK2.
Malaysia had shown US had shown interest.
US has also shown. You have Thailand showing interest. You have all these countries showing interest. Why have they showing interest? Anyone? Why are they showing interest?
Small bumper.
Sorry?
It is small. It is.
It is a smaller. It has a smaller frame, but it can pull more payloads as compared to what the counterparts can do. And the thing is, it is very much in terms of very cheap as compared to other aircrafts. Is it clear? So even though we have still not made it for ourselves, but it has created a lot of significant improvements where a lot of people are talking about it. Okay, what is something that we took it, the US wanted to give us for Vikrant? Anyone?
F-18.
Sorry?
Hornet. F-18.
No, anything apart from that. Okay, there are two types of aircraft carriers also for everybody. What are two types of aircraft carriers you have?
EMALS and the ramp.
One is a straight ramp and one is a curved one. Which one do we have? Curved one or straight one?
We have only curved Russian.
Why do we, even the new one that we are making is curved? Why is that so?
Because we don't have the...
We had the technology. America was giving us the technology. Why did we not accept it then?
Because it's costly.
It is very expensive. So what is that technology?
Can't maintain. It's EMALS, sir.
EMA. And similarly, what do we use?
Sir,
C.
we use C.
Magnetic catapults. That's what we use.
Catapults.
So we use the catapult technology. So EMAS is something that they offered, but we do not have it. Now, when I talk about it, which countries are we exporting maximum to? US. The private sector accounted for 70% of the export, and the public sector accounted for the 30%. Earlier, the private sector used to account 90%, but now the defense upgradation has come through. Now, what are we selling? That is most important. India signed its biggest deal किसके लिए थी? BrahMos. किसके साथ थी है? Philippines. India has imposed a phased import ban of 310 different weapons and systems during the last 2 years, which has helped the boost the export. Any doubts with this, anybody? Next, small savings schemes. Recently, the government kept interest unchanged for small savings schemes. Which are the small savings? National Savings Certificate, PPF. Where are they found? National savings certificates? All your post offices and everything. And PPF. What are small savings schemes? That is what will be coming in economics. These are major source of household savings in India and comprise 12 instruments. The depositors get an insured return of their money. What is the classification? Small saving instruments can be classified under 3 heads: postal deposits, saving certificates, and social service schemes. Any doubts with this? जैसे किसान विकास पत्र होता है, ये सब कहाँ पे मिलते हैं? Post offices, postal deposits. So basically, the interest rates have not changed. The only question that they'll ask is, what is the small savings schemes under 3 heads? What are the 3 classifications? Postal deposits, saving certificates, and social security schemes. Exit of foreign portfolio investors, which calls the market to capitulate. Now, there are 2 types of investments that we have: FIIs and FDIs. What we are discussing is FIIs or FPIs, foreign portfolio investments. 50,000 crore had been taken out. What was the reason for this being taken out? Is, of course, the war and also the increase in the what does it? US increase? Its central rate limits. So when US automatically increases its interest rates, the people are like, why don't we go to US and automatically we'll get more benefits. The foreign portfolio investors are those that invest funds in markets outside their home turf. Example, FPIs including stocks, bond, mutual funds, exchange trade funds, American depository funds, and global depository funds. That's the first question. How do they invest the money? FIS. FPI is a part of country's capital account is shown in BOPs. The POP measurement of the money flowing from one country to another over a monetary year. Right now, if you look at today's paper, the RBI governor has said, if the BOP still stays below 3%, we'll be good enough. We don't have any problem. These are generally not active shareholders and do not exert any control over the companies whose share they hold. These are FPIs. Now, what is hot money? FPIs generally are referred as hot money because of the tendency to flee at the first sign of trouble. Whereas FDI is for a period of time. Any doubts with this or not? FDI, you promise to stay for some time. But in FIS, you don't have to do it. You can invest and then as soon as you see any sense of trouble, the economy is going down, automatically you'll get out. It causes the market crashes also. And how does it depend upon BOP, balance of payment? Kitna India mein paisa aa raha hai, kitna bahar ja raha hai. So it is at right now at -3%. Financial Service Institution Bureau. The cabinet appointed a company to look into the financial service system institutions and bank board bureau. As I said again, how much money is secured in your bank? Anyone? How much money can be secured in a bank? Anyone? Online, offline, anyone? How much money? If I put a certain bank deposit, how much money can be insured? Anyone? So even if the bank, say for example, becomes bankrupt, how much money can be saved? It is a tenure of how much? How much time? How much that money? 5 lakhs. If you have even a single money more than 5 lakhs, if you have 10 crores or 30 crores, it's gone. Only how much is saved? It's 5 lakhs. Any doubts with this or not? So even if you invest in small banks or the cooperative, like jo chote cooperative bank hote, which give you a very high interest. So if you do 4, 4, 4, 4, your money is safe. Your money is not going to go to waste. Is it clear, everybody? Now, the Financial Service Institution Bureau will select the chiefs of public sector banks and insurance companies. Will have clear mandate to issue guidelines and select general managers. Basically, इन्होंने क्या करना है? इसका chairman कौन आएगा? सबसे पहले तो ये बता देता हूँ. Bhanu Pratap Sharma, as initial chairperson of SBI for 2 years, he was chairman of BBB. Now, what is the public sector banks? They basically, इनका job क्या है? To give guidelines to the banks how to work and how to make sure that the money is being held. Now, what are public sector banks? Where the money is insured by the government, where the government is the major portion of the bank. In SBI, the stakes are how much with the government? 60%. Now, what is financial institutions? This is very important. An institution or an umbrella term of a company dealing with finances and monetary transactions, including loan, deposits, and accounts, are known as FIs. All India financial institutions are regulated and supervised by RBI. RBI क्या करता है? इसमें CRR करता है. आपका क्रेडिट रेशो, आपका रेपो रेट कितना होएगा, रिवर्स रेपो रेट कितना होएगा, ये सब कौन चूज करेगा? FI, आपका RBI. बेस्ट एग्जांपल्स कौन से हैं आपके? नेशनल बैंक फॉर फाइनेंसिंग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एंड डेवलपमेंट, एक्सपोर्ट इंपोर्ट, नेशनल बैंक फॉर एग्रीकल्चर डेवलपमेंट, NABARD, नेशनल हाउसिंग बैंक, स्मॉल इंडस्ट्रीज बैंक. These are all government issues. But the only thing when I say about financial institutions is it's basically financial and monetary about an investment. कहाँ पे invest करें कि that happens. State startup ranking, this is what you need to start. Best performance कौन सी है? गुजरात and Karnataka. Best performers, top performers, Kerala ये नहीं आएगा. Leaders and aspiring leaders and emerging. They will not ask that. They'll ask only for the best performers. Which are the states having the best performers? Is Gujarat and Karnataka. Who did this? The basic purpose is, again, I've told you जो हमने पहले किया था, is to increase investment. इसका purpose क्या होता है? कि जितने ज़्यादा investors आ सके, ये ease of doing business पे report बनी है. State startup ranking. सबसे अच्छी startup कौन से हैं? गुजरात and कर्नाटका. Development of enterprise and service bill. सिर्फ इतना पढ़ लेना. And as I said, best performers आएगा. Top performers भी नहीं आएगा, best performers आएगा. Objective help bring progress made by states in promoting startup ecosystem. And India has been encouraging. Which program was the one where they're encouraging startups in tier 2 and tier 3 cities? Anyone? Abhi kiya current affairs aapne. Anyone? Yes. Startups ko encourage kiya tier 2 and tier 3 cities. I have done this. Online people. Speak up.
Ayushman?
Which one? Okay. BRICS Labor and Employment Ministries. How do we get the acronym BRICS? Anybody? B is for Brazil, R Russia, I India, C China, S South Africa. Now, right now, who is the present chairman is China. It's accordingly goes step by step. First was Brazil, then Russia, then India. Now it's China. Next would be South Africa. Okay. Basically, what is this all about? It's about the majority of the population. You have 50% of the population found in these countries, and they are very much in terms of the economic. Economically, when I talk about it, they account for 24% of the GDP or 25% of the GDP of the world. Just remember it from that 50%, half is 25%, and 16% of the global trade, around 15% of the global trade. So these are the countries that we have. Now, again, as I said again, what was the 2022 agenda? Labor and Employment Ministry meeting under the Chinese presidency. The next presidency in 2023 would be under whom? Anyone? South Africa. Any doubts? So it goes step by step. Now, what are the key highlights? Discuss 3 priority areas. Promoting green jobs for sustainable development. Now, that's very important. What is green jobs in India? What is green jobs? Green jobs are when you're working for, say, for example, you're setting up anything to do with solar power panels or anything, which is anything to do with environment, something which is going to be environment friendly.
Preservation.
That is what they're talking about. So anything which is under renewable resources, when you're using conversion or conservation of resources, that is what they're talking about it. Now, what is the full form of I2U2? This is something again which is going to be important. These are, I'm just doing now the acronyms that are going to be there. Like BRICS, they're going to ask for sure. BRICS, which countries? Now, I2, U2. It is India and Israel, USA, UAE. So I2, U2. It was basically, it was a main thing. It came after Abraham Accord. Now, what was it? It was to set up US $2 billion in India to develop food parks across the country. And who said we are going to do this? UAE. India will provide appropriate land for the project, will facilitate farmers' integration into the food parks. The group declaration to support a hybrid renewable energy project in Gujarat consisting of 300 megawatts of wind and solar capacity. So basically what they're saying is 500 gigawatts हमने कब तक पहुंचना है 2030 तक of which energy? Non-fossil fuel. Then we're talking about sustainable energy development goals. That is what we are talking about. Again, what is important is I2, U2. Any doubts? Which is the largest trading partner in terms of it? US. What's the second one? China. Third is UAE. Any doubts with this or not? Now, genomic democracy. Social WHO Science Council has repeated accelerating access to genomics. Genomics का मतलब क्या होता है? Anything related to genes or anything. So what they have said is like, because as early as possible, if we can detect the genes or genome of the viruses, we'll be able to make, certain, what do you call it? These vaccines related to it. Is it clear or not? So what the WHO has done, it's created a WHO Science Council, established in April. WHO, it's composed of 9 leading scientists and public health experts from around the world. The council advises directors on high priority issues and advances in science and technology that could directly improve the global health. That is what they'll ask you. Next, Sri Lankan crisis. What is the cause for Sri Lankan crisis? There were the following causes. First of all, its need to go to all what? It went to organic farming. It had a fall in BOP. Its revenue got disturbed because of the pandemic. Because of the pandemic, it did not have any tourism for which it deals on. This led to the resignation of the president as well as the prime minister. Who was the prime minister and president? Now, they had asked it last time around. I don't expect it to come because the president is, the prime minister was Raja Prakash, and the president was Gotabaya. That's how you pronounce it, right? Because it's already come. That's not what they're going to ask. What they're going to ask is basically how much it has its loan and everything. I don't expect this because it's already come. Because when the crisis had started, the April may already aa chuka hai, which I don't expect it to come, by the way. G20 is going to be important. Ab G20 में एक और country add होनी थी G19. This is all European Union plus other countries. Which other 19th country was not added up? That's the most important thing. Where was the G20 session held? The External Affairs Minister of India met with the US Secretary of State and Russian foreign ministers and other counterparts in Bali. Now, first we've done BRICS, we've done I2, U2. The third one that we do is G20. Where was it held? Bali. Building a more peaceful, sustainable future and prosperous world together. What was it all about? The External Affairs Ministers, they talked about finishing off the problem in the Ladakh sector. Both sides affirmed that military and diplomatic officials, the two sides should come and discuss, and senior command meetings should be held as early as possible. Now, what is this thing? China also appreciated India's support in BRICS chairmanship this year and showed China's support for India's upcoming G20 and SCO presidency. Because now the next claimant would be India. Now, what are the G20 countries? That's important. It's Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany, India, Italy, Republic of Korea, Mexico, Russia, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, Turkey, United Kingdom, United States, and the EU. So which other country was to be added up? Nigeria. It was not added up because there was a political issue that was kicked up in Nigeria. So G20 actually has 19. It is founded by IMU, International Monetary Fund, and the World Bank. Is it clear? There are 19 informal countries plus EU. The US, which held the 20th president, G20 elevated For earlier it was all this, and now what happens every year the presidency changes. Earlier it was only US who used to remain. Is it clear or not? G20, can I just go through the countries to the map itself? Canada, US, Mexico. Just let's do it continent-wise. Brazil and Argentina, major countries. Then you have UK. This is UK, Germany, France, Italy. Maybe you're talking about EU. Saudi Arabia, India, China, Russia, Japan, South Korea, Indonesia, Australia, and South Africa. BRICS तो होगी होगी. BRICS के साथ आपने करना है. अगर नॉर्थ इंडिया में, अगर नॉर्थ हेमिस्फीयर में जाओगे, Canada, US, Mexico, the entire northern hemisphere, or then North America. In South America, you have two major countries, Brazil and Argentina. You have the European Union. UK is now separate. South Africa, Saudi Arabia. You have Russia, China, India, Indonesia, Australia, South Korea, and Japan. Why is Indonesia a major thing? What is the exercise that we have within Indonesia?
Impact.
And what is that we have with Thailand?
Garu. No,
Garu.
with Indonesia we had.
Garuda.
Right. That is something that we have. That is important. And I've already given you that list. That means you've not done two defense exercises. It's really, really important. Garuda is something because who is also connecting with Thailand is now China. China is sending its naval. So this is more likely chances of coming, Garuda.
Malacca State.
Yes, where it is going. Okay, G20 clear. Indo-Australia critical minerals investment. What is critical minerals? So basically, what has happened in the pandemic, there was disruption in supply chain. Because of this disruption in supply chain, a lot of major problems now. What are the entire world looking forward to? EVs. EVs require rare earth materials used for making magnets and silicon, which is key mineral for making computer chips and solar panels. So you had the computer chips were gone, solar panels were gone, EV batteries were gone. So that is where we are focusing on how can the energy requirements be done. And who are we having this with? Australia. Is it clear? This is, we've done now which organizations? We've done G20. Can you just name the G20 countries for me? North America से चले जाओ, 3 North American countries हैं, कौन सी हैं?
Mexico, US,
Canada. South America में
Argentina, and Brazil.
we come here, Saudi Arabia, you have South Africa में, you have South Africa, then you come to the entire European Union, you have
BRICS.
Asia.
BRICS.
Yes, you have Australia. Which other countries there?
India,
South
China.
Korea, Japan, Indonesia.
Indonesia, you have China. Is it clear? Russia. And who was the initial head? It was, which country was to be added but had a political issue?
Nigeria.
That's what we need to remember. Earlier, it's all this chairmanship was controlled by America, but now every year it is changed.
Different.
The African Union at 20, it's been 20 years of the African Union. How many members are there? 55 members, countries in African Union. Is it clear? How many years it has happened to it? 20 years. So India is also having it. Now we come to Central Asia. I'm just trying to make it with the map itself. It's going to be easier. India, Tajikistan bilateral relationships, what we discussed, water resource, especially glacier monitoring, non-conventional energy, peaceful use of space technology, and disaster management. Main cheez aayega, the countries with this. Central Asia में क्या आ जाता है? Kazakhstan, Uzbek, Turkmenistan. Then you have Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan. Just remember the countries. Which is the capital of Tajikistan?
Dushanbe.
Dushanbe. Uzbekistan, you have Tashkent.
Tashkent.
Turkmenistan, Ashgabat. Is it clear? Which is the one for Kazakhstan? Astana. Kyrgyzstan, which one? Abhishek. Any doubts?
Sir, Samarkand भी तो capital थी. किसकी थी वो sir?
Yes. Samarkand used to be पूरा Central Asia को control करता था from this.
It's Uzbekistan. Samarkand is.
Uzbek में you had this Uzbek foreign tribes ने उसको निकाला था ना, बाबर निकला था यहाँ से. Is it clear? Long time back. This used to be Central Asia. Which are the countries in Central Asia again? Kazakh, Uzbek, Turkmenistan, Kyrgyzstan. जहाँ पे स्थान आ जाएगा वो क्या है सारी आपकी? How many countries? These are the Central Asian countries. Which is the capital of Kazakhstan? Astana. Capital of Kazakhstan? Astana. Uzbekistan?
Tashkent.
Turkmenistan? Ashgabat.
Ashgabat.
Pakistan? Danush. Kyrgyzstan? Sheikh. Any doubts? याद करने के लिए KKT. Double KT. Is it clear? याद रह जाएगा? Kazakhstan capital?
Astana,
Astana. Do this. Uzbek capital? Tashkent.
Tashkent,
Turkmenistan? Ashgabat.
Ashgabat.
Kazakhstan? Tanush.
So
Kyrgyzstan?
one of our prime ministers died in Tashkent, right?
Lal Bahadur Shastri.
Lal Bahadur Shastri. That's why Uzbekistan. That's called the Tashkent Palace itself. It was a part of the Russia itself. Russia had occupied it formally.
USSR.
Is it clear or not? Just remember KKT, because this is mapping is a guaranteed question. They'll ask you which is not a part of the Central Asia. Is it clear? Triple K, double K, double T, U. Any doubts? 5 countries, Central Asia. Mekong Lankan Cooperation. Mekong कहाँ पे है?
It's a river, Myanmar.
Where?
Mekong River. It
Myanmar.
connects to China.
It
China.
basically it goes through this. The Foreign Ministry of China, along with colleagues of Myanmar, Laos, Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, it's the Mekong corridor. We've also made a corridor. We made a road there.
Yeah.
Is it clear? Mekong Lesang Cooperation Group meeting. It was held in central city of Bagan in UNESCO World Heritage Site. The theme of the meeting was solidarity for peace and prosperity. Now these are the
To
dams that
connect Mekong to, from Assam, then Bangladesh, then to Kolkata.
yes, we have connected it through them. Now, why do we mean by Mekong Lesson? The group is a Chinese-led initiative that includes countries of Mekong Delta, a potential source of regional tensions due to increasing number of hydroelectricity projects that are altering the flow and raising concerns of ecological damage. Where was this session held? It was held in Bagan. Is it clear? So why? Because it is something that is what we have. And for the first time, Myanmar for the first time took participation in that. Is it clear? Mekong Letsang Cooperation. Indian EU trade investments. How many countries are there in EU? How many countries are there in EU? Which 2 countries had asked for also EU membership? Anyone?
UK had Brexit.
Sorry?
Turkey. One is
No,
Turkey.
Turkey is already a member. Turkey's tried to stop
Ukraine-
somebody coming in.
Ukraine, Kosovo, and
Ukraine was not to be given as of now. Which other country?
Sweden, Norway.
Sweden and Norway, which is correct. Just remember this. These 2 countries had asked for its membership, Sweden and Norway.
Sir, I don't think it's Norway. It's only Finland. Finland and Sweden.
Finland and Sweden, right?
Yes, Finland and
Okay.
Sweden.
They have, who had a problem with them?
Turkey had
Turkey, with a
because they
private Finnish-
alleged
Because they allege that their terrorists have been kept there.
supporting the Kurds, PKK
Yes.
terrorist group.
Yes. So when I say current members, then there are officials recognized as potential candidates. Which country is now supporting Russia? There's only one country here supporting Russia. Think.
Serbia, Belarus.
Belarus. Main. Now this was initially, this entire Estonia, Lithuania, Latvia was a part of the Russian. Romania is also under threat because these were the basic things which were not recognized. Is it clear or not? So when I say about EU, which are the countries now, that is what they're going to ask. 52 technical sessions covering, this is Finland and Sweden, no? FS. I just don't go through it. What is India's EU trade agreement and investment agreement? India and EU have launched talks for having a wide range free trade agreement called the broad-based long ago in 2000. BTI was proposed to encompass trade in goods, service, and investment. There was talks stalled for market of professionals. Which country has said that your degrees would be equal to ours?
UK.
UK. So that was it. What basically EU does is the most favored nation status. That is what they do. What is the European Union? That is what we need to do. That is more important to come. It's a group of 27 countries that operate as a cohesive economic and political bloc. What is the visa that we require to go into EU? 27 countries are there. 19 countries use euro as the official currency. Which visa is this, by the way? Schengen visa. So this allows you to travel in 27 countries. If you have that one visa, it allows you to travel in 27 countries. 8 members, Bulgaria, Croatia, Czech Republic, Denmark, Hungary, Romania, and Sweden do not use the euro. The EU grew out of 2000. What's the significance of EU? Basically, we want to. Okay, this is the EU works closely with India to promote peace, create jobs, boost economic growth, and enhance sustainable development. As India graduated from low income to medium income, the EU-Indian cooperation has evolved from traditional financial system towards a partnership focused on common priorities. Why is it also important? Is because we are talking about sustainable development. We are talking about having energy resources which would be useful for both of us. That is both for you, EU, as well as for us. Right? How many countries are there in EU? 27. Which are the latest ones to be added up? Finland and Sweden. How many countries use euro? 19. Any doubts? How many countries are in Central Asia? Anybody? How many countries are there in Central Asia?
5, sir.
5. Which one?
5. AKTU. Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan.
Which are the countries under G20?
EU.
So there are 19 countries, starting from Canada,
Which
US, Mexico, Argentina, Brazil, South Africa, UAE, China, Russia, South Korea, Japan, Indonesia, India.
Yes. Is it clear? Okay. India, Australia, we've done. What is I2, U2?
India, Israel, UAE, United States.
What have they discussed about setting up the food parks in India? 3 billion
Green
and
jobs.
similarly 300 megawatts in Gujarat. G20 we've done I2, U2, genomics we've done. This is something. BRICS. Which one?
Brazil, Russia, India, China, South
Great.
Africa.
Russia, India, China,
Isn't head
South Africa.
China. Next one would be South Africa. Is it clear or not? Okay.